Not just talking, top rope walking, ultimate Xing, serious flexing, never be vague with your boy Craig, and opinion mixing from Pete to Nixon. Keep doing things in an impactful way. Bloody nonsense, as the Brits say. Talking bloody nonsense.
Yes, it's me, it's the MIC Craig, aka Mr. Impact. Unfortunately this time not joined by Peter Nixon, but we'll be back next week to talk bloody nonsense. But I guess without any further ado, this is Talking Bloody Nonsense right here on the TNIW channel. It's a new week, it's a new Impact, and we'll get into Overdrive, and I'll give my review of the card as we normally do, and I'll give my thoughts, feelings, and review the entire card. We'll start off, as we normally do, with the pre-show, kickoff show, countdown show, whatever you call it. All in all, a very, very solid show. It started off with extra action, if you like, with Rich Swann defeating Jason Hotch, Yuya Uemura, Kenny King, Bhupinder Guja, and Mike Bailey. Not much to complain about on this one as a kickoff opening match. Rich Swann, the king of the countdown show. Let's face it, he knows exactly what he's doing. Jason Hotch is someone who really, really intrigues me. As mentioned, Jack Price is also a Gutchuck winner, but we don't see a lot of him, and I don't really understand why. As I'm sure a lot of you don't get it. Jason Hotch has proven that he's got something to keep an eye out for. Very, very talented guy. Of course, Yuya Uemura. I mean, we're lucky to get him from this. For his excursion, his tour as coming off the Young Lion, from being a Young Lion to showing that he's capable of hanging in New Japan. Had some very, very, very good matches. As we all know, he's killed it. So he looked very strong. Of course, I went with Bhupinder to win this match because I felt like that could be where it's heading, but obviously not. Rich Swann, I believe it's Rich Swann picked up the win. Yes, Rich Swann did pick up the win. Thank God I got it right, otherwise I'd have to re-record it. Yeah, all in all, a very, very good match. One I very enjoyed. Kenny King and Mike Bailey. There's an interesting dynamic there with that feud building. Obviously, Rich getting the win because Kenny King was only focusing on getting Mike Bailey. Yeah, like I said, a very standard match, very fast paced, like we would expect from the X Division. Not sure what this will lead to, whether it does lead to a future X Division opportunity for Rich Swann, which I know a lot of people have been clamouring for. Rich getting in the title picture again for the X Division Championship, and I'm for it. I wouldn't be disappointed if Rich Swann challenges Trey Miguel, but again, we'll get into the Trey thing a bit further on because, again, another interesting time. But yeah, all in all, everyone looked great, and I thought I got my predictions wrong, which was pretty much the case for the entire show, as I'm sure most of you were, because who knew what we were going to predict. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought a very solid X Division match, and the win I'm fine with. Anyone in this match winning, I'd been perfectly fine with, because the X Division is great right now, and Rich Swann being put back into that picture. Hey, what's not to like about that one? So then we move on to, still on the countdown show. It's the number one contenders match for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. The NJPW Strong Tag Team Champions of the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, defeating the team of Bullet Club, Ace Austin and Chris Base as I like to call them. Again, what's not to like about this one? Another cracking matchup between two great tag teams. Obviously, this was one of the ones I did predict correctly, because I mean, we mentioned it last week that the title tag title match has already been announced for the tapings in Kentucky, with Machine Guns taking on Heath and Rhino for the tag team championship. So that was kind of expected, and obviously we have Chris Bay and Ace Austin now competing in the Super Junior Tag League in New Japan, who had a great match against Bushi and I forget his partner. I'm very sorry, but a very, very good match. And Ace and Bay, if they come off winning in the tag league, they should be next in line for the tag team titles. They have smashed it, and in my opinion, I would have liked to have seen this match for the New Japan Strong Tag Team titles, given they knew Machine Guns were going over. It could have got a little bit more hype behind the match. Not saying there wasn't enough on it already, but it would have been a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I mean, and that's another solid match. Bullet Club are great. Machine Guns are fantastic. I like the cohesion and the tag moves that the base are putting in now. I'm very much looking forward to seeing more of them in the Super Junior Tag League, and of course Machine Guns versus Heath and Rhino. Not sure how it's going to go, given that at WrestleCade they've already announced the rematch of Heath and Rhino versus the major players for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. So it's an interesting dynamic, and I can't wait to see how it plays out and who comes out as tag team champions, because I genuinely thought Heath and Rhino would be done as tag team champions at Overdrive, but obviously I wasn't right on that one either. But again, I'll get further details on down the line. So yeah, your winners, Motor City Machine Guns. Then we went on to Overdrive main card, if you like. We started off with a tables match between Bully Ray and Moose. Again, in my predictions, I was correct in Bully Ray winning. I don't know what's more concerning. It was a very, very good match. Of course, Bully Ray is Bully Ray. Moose is Moose. Nothing really stood out to me as a spectacular match, but it was still a very, very good match, and I enjoyed it for what it was. Also, I know everyone isn't particularly a fan of Bully Ray, but then again, who is? So, yeah, in a few it was the Bubba Cutter, the Bully Cutter, whatever you call it, from the top rope to Moose, or Moose doing the step up moonsault off the ropes and into the Bully Bubba Cutter, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it was a very good match. Bully speared Moose through a table in the corner to win the match. I mean, there's not much more I can say on this one. It was a good match for what it was, in the fact that, Bully Ray wins. Doesn't, like I said earlier on the last TBN, it doesn't really hurt Moose that much to lose to Bully Ray in a tables match, because Moose didn't get pinned. He was only put through a table, which could happen to anyone. So, all in all, a very, very good match. And just back onto the pre-show, I can only give it a rating out of 10. Overall, I give it an 8 out of 10 for the countdown show, because countdowns, they do their job. We said it on here a lot. Countdowns are there for a purpose, to get people hyped for the show, and it worked. It worked for me. So all in all, 8 out of 10 for the countdown show. Bully Ray versus Moose in tables match, I would give that a 7. I'd say that's fair, given how it's Bully Ray and Moose. Moose is a star. Bully Ray is Bully Ray. You know the name, and if people are gonna watch that for a tables match with Bully Ray. If they don't watch TNA, they're gonna see Bully Ray. They're gonna see tables match, and it's it's that nostalgia. So I think a 7 is a fair rating. You may disagree. If you do disagree, let me know, of course. But a cool match, a good way to open the show, and Bully Ray picking up the win in the start of the show. So of course we all know what happens in the end, but once again we will get to it. So Bully Ray defeats Moose, tables match. Then we move to the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships and the Death Dolls defeating Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans to retain the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. Death Dolls beating Tasha and Savannah, Flavor Club, whatever you want to call them. It surprised me that the Death Dolls retained, given how these tag titles seem to flip-flop quite a bit. But if the rumours of Tasha heading out the door is true, then it's not a major surprise they kept the titles on the Death Dolls. Again, a match I did enjoy. I'm not sure what more I can say on this one. It was a fun match for what it was, and it felt quite short. But then again, it may have just been how I felt it went. I genuinely don't know what else I can say on this one. It was fun. Be interesting to see where they go next with these tag titles, considering I can't really see any challenges for the tag titles. I mean, Vexed are gone. Savannah and Tasha, they just lost. They're not in line. I don't know where this one leads next for the tag titles, because had they dropped them to the Flavor Club, then maybe obviously we could have seen the regain of the Death Dolls. But given how Savannah and Tasha lost, I just don't know what's next for the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. Maybe you've got a suggestion. If you have, again, let me know. I'm all ears of how these Knockouts tag titles can go, because I'm struggling to pick out a team that can challenge for these tag titles in the future. I hope they keep them on TV though, at least. Gotta do something. So yeah, and still Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Then it was the last rodeo. Mickie James versus Taylor Wilde. I really enjoyed this match. Very slow paced and very technical, if you like. And surprisingly technical, I feel. Taylor Wilde, as I said many times, Taylor Wilde's arm drags are some of the best looking arm drags I've ever seen. And I know that didn't say an awful lot, but Taylor Wilde and Mickie James, obviously they've had parallel careers, obviously in different companies, but of course they were two. Taylor Wilde being former Knockouts World Champion, Mickie James being former Knockouts World Champion, Tag Team Champion. No, Mickie hasn't been Tag Champion, but Taylor has, and was the first Knockouts Tag Team Champion, one half of them anyway. Yeah, it's very technical mat-based stuff, which I'm all for. There's a place for everything in wrestling, and they smashed it. Taylor Wilde is excellent. So is Mickie James. And I don't think anyone fully believed Mickie James was going to lose to Taylor Wilde in the last rodeo, because Taylor Wilde doesn't need that. Taylor Wilde doesn't need to say, oh, I beat Mickie James, because it would mean a heel turn, which I know a lot of people suspected was coming, particularly after last week's Impact with Taylor saying I want to retire you. It had an interesting dynamic with two faces, two parallel careers, but Taylor Wilde losing didn't hurt that much. Mickie James picking up and continuing the last rodeo was what I feel like we all expected. You know, it was a very fun match. And, of course, at the end, we had Deonna Purrazzo coming out, really going in on Mickie James. And Deonna saying the Virtuoso is back, which is only going to be a good thing. Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo. We know how much they can get out of each other, how much of a banger they can put out. And again, you know, of course, there is the factor of rumours surrounding Deonna Purrazzo potentially leaving Impact Wrestling. I don't fully believe that now. I never fully believed it in the first place, but I've got this good feeling that Deonna will be sticking around a bit longer, at least till Hard to Kill. I think this is the first time, for me anyway, I fully believe that the last rodeo is coming to an end. Mickie James is going to retire. I've always felt like Mickie won't get to the Knockouts World title opportunity. I think someone will defeat her before. And Deonna Purrazzo is probably the best shout so far. Not that the others haven't been, but Mia Yim, again, we all knew she wasn't there for the long haul. Giselle Shaw, it was too soon in the last rodeo. Chelsea Green, again, never really felt like it was going to happen given the rumours. Chelsea heading back to WWE, which seem more likely now. And obviously, of course, he's had local talent pop up on Impact. Again, never fully believed they were going to win. So I think Hard to Kill against Deonna Purrazzo. If it does happen at Hard to Kill, nothing's been made official on that. It may not happen at Hard to Kill, but Deonna, Mickie James, this could be the last rodeo, the end of the last rodeo, and I wouldn't be disappointed. Even though again, Deonna doesn't necessarily need it because she has been one of the greatest Knockouts champions, and she is the greatest technical wrestler in the world. So to beat Mickie James again will do a lot, given that Deonna's now heel again, or I guess she was already, but now she's been back to the Virtuosa. Yeah, I think this could be the one where Mickie James loses and the last rodeo is over. So yeah, Mickie James defeats Taylor Wilde, then Deonna Purrazzo goes in. Yeah, I think we all know what Deonna Purrazzo called Mickie James. But either way, it's going to be a banger. Those two, they have fantastic chemistry. Then we kept rolling with more tag team action. The Impact World Tag Team Championships on the line. Heath and Rhino against the major players of Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. Heath and Rhino surprisingly retaining. For me, it was surprising anyway. Yeah, major players, fantastic stuff. Matt Cardona, we know how good Matt Cardona is. He's such a good prick heel, and I felt like this could have been it. Obviously that spot, the Brian Myers in the Tree of Woe and Cardona being pulled into him. Yeah, very entertaining match, to say the least. Motor City Machine Guns and Normal Contenders came out halfway through the match to sit at ringside to watch it before stopping Cardona using a chair in the match, and a wake up call and a gore for a gore we didn't we caught the very last second of, because of the distraction going on from the Machine Guns and Cardona. But yeah, another solid match for the tag team titles. Again, surprising in that Heath and Rhino retained. My streak is over in terms of predicting the outcome of tag team championship matches for the Impact World Tag titles. Anyway, my streak is over, which is a real travesty here. Major players not winning it sucks, but the real travesty is my streak is now over as predictions champion of the World Tag Team Championships for Impact. But like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what happens now, given the Machine Guns challenging. They have already challenged, spoiler free, so we don't know the outcome. And even if we did, I wouldn't tell you because spoiler free. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where Heath and Rhino go now, but again, in the rules, all the major players are on the way out. Oh well, even though Cardona says that Zack Ryder's dead, doesn't mean Matt Cardona can't pop up in WWE. Whether it would be with Brian Myers, I don't know. I don't think so, but who knows what Papa H is up to. So yeah, to back a few matches, I'll give a rating of the whole show at the end. I keep forgetting to give my rating out of 10, but hey, it's all opinion, right? So who really cares? You can let me know what your opinions are, and take my opinion for what it's worth. If it's worth anything to you, if it's not, if it isn't, if it isn't, take it for what you consider it. Yeah, Rhino Gore's Myers to score the victory and retain the Impact World Tag Team Championships. A solid match. Not much to complain about on that front. I've really enjoyed it, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see what goes on next. Excuse me if you can hear neighbours. Noisy people, aren't they? So then it was the finals of the X Division Championship tournament. Trey Miguel versus Black Taurus. What a banger of a match! We stated when the tournament first announced, with the competitors in this tournament, whoever makes it to the final, it's going to be a banging match and have a great X Division champion. But the interesting factor here, Trey Miguel seemingly turning heel, even though it got quite a loud reaction when he won the title. There we go, Trey Miguel is new X Division champion. He got a good reaction when Trey won the title, but I don't think everyone saw the spray paint to Black Taurus. But I mean, it's like a fantastic match. And the storytelling of can Trey get it done? It seemed he tried everything. Can he get it done? Taurus kicking out of the Meteora. I mean, really shocked me. As did the result. I genuinely thought this would be Black Taurus' time to become the X Division champion. Seemingly, Impact had other plans, which, can't necessarily blame them. But I was very surprised with Trey. I didn't boo him. I was sat at home, so I didn't boo him anyway. But I wasn't frustrated that Trey did that, which I guess wasn't the point of trying to turn Trey. But obviously, it was the first thing. No one's expecting it. I can't wait to see what happens next with Trey. Whether he comes out this week and we get an explanation, whether we don't, and he just goes on and just does what he has to do to keep the title. I'm interested to see what I'm really interested to see where this goes, because Trey Miguel is such a big babyface, and as an X Division champion, obviously, it wasn't his fault. A lot of personal issues, a lot of real life issues getting in the way, kind of halted his momentum as the X Division champion, but now going in as a heel essentially, and being the X Division champion. I'm like I said, I think you've got to give it time. The reaction online seemed to be pretty, why Trey, why? Which we had that a couple of times on this show. But yeah, Trey turning is going to be what's interesting here. But also shout out to Black Taurus, because he should be X champion by now. And also the Crazy Steve introducing him adds that other layer to him. Crazy Steve is phenomenal, as a wrestler and on the microphone. But like I said, Trey using the spray paint and then hitting the lightning spiral. I can't wait to see what goes on. I've said that a lot, but it's true. It's mark of a good show when that can happen. You can't wait to watch Impact to find out why this happened, how they're going to make it work. Which is the whole point of these shows. There has to be a payoff, and I can't wait to see what it is, because Trey Miguel, like I said, is fantastic, but now as a heel, whether he'll be I don't know what type of heel it's going to be. I've never seen it. I said I think I have. No, I think I've seen Trey as a bad guy. So I'm excited to see how they play this, what Trey can do with this. Hopefully, like he does most things, takes it and runs. I genuinely really want to see what they do with this, because it's new to a lot of people. So I'm good with it. I feel like Trey's Trey. He knows what he's doing, and I can't wait to see what happens going forward as the X Division champion. Making sure got everything. Wow, there's going to be a few matches on this card. Either a few matches, or I've gone really quickly in terms of talking about it. But I guess we'll keep it going, and you may not get a full hour. You may get a full hour. Apologies if you don't, if you're expecting a full hour. But I'm carrying it by myself. First time carrying it by myself, so I hope you're enjoying it so far. Again, let me know your thoughts on everything that's happened on this show, on Overdrive so far, because Impact Plus, the Impact Plus specials, they are, I've said it a bunch, and we say it a lot on this channel, it's at a level, it never drops, only raises or stays where it is, and I'm excited. I like these specials because Impact, they know what they're fucking doing. They know what they're doing. You've got to trust the process. So next up, we're going to move on to the Knockouts World Championship. Last knockout standing. Holy moly. Jordan Grace and Marshall Slamovich. This, for me, it doesn't top the Bound for Glory match, because for me, that's match of the year. So far, anyway. And Impact. But, or certainly Knockouts match of the year. I think I'll go from, because anything can friggin' happen with, we still got the main event to come, and we've still got everything, still got a fair few shows, and obviously everything's happening in the year so far has banged. So far, the Bound for Glory match was the Knockouts match of the year, but this could be a lot of people's match of the year. Last knockout standing, Marshall Slamovich, Jordan Grace retaining the Knockouts Championship after a sick muscle buster off the steps through a door on the outside. Now, I've said it before, I'm not a massive fan of seeing doors in Impact Wrestling. I don't like it. I hate saying this but to a lot of people, it seems too indie. And the reaction it gets sucks. But I get it. I'm assuming doors must be cheaper than tables, Well, I mean, there were a lot of tables at the show. I don't know, but I don't like doors being used. This is a personal preference thing, and a lot of people do, and a lot of people don't. I don't necessarily like it, but it was effective. So there's that. It worked. It had a purpose, and they made the most of it. So I'm all for what happened there with this Knockouts World Championship match. And there's so many. But a toilet seat came out. Was not expecting that, but hey, I mean, it's last knockout standing, right? I mean, of course, there was a few little things that, one thing really that, I can push past it because the match was so good, but Jordan didn't make it up the count of 10. Referee stopped counting. It kind of bugged me a little bit. Even though you can say she made it to a knee, which in other matches, if you make it to one knee, the referee will stop the count. But this is the last knockout standing match. How to make it to your feet. I don't know. I can brush past that though. It's just a little thing which I can ignore because the match was so good. Jordan Grace is fantastic. She's so fucking good at what she does, and I think she's got a shout of being Wrestler of the Year. Not Knockout of the Year, Wrestler of the Year. Because she's done such a fantastic job of being Knockouts World Champion. First reign was okay, but this reign, she's jacked. She can go with anyone. Jordan Grace is fucking fantastic, and I wouldn't be mad if she breaks Ty's reign. I don't know how far away she is on that, but I would not be disappointed. But also, I've got to give credit to Marsha Slamovich as well, because, wow. These knockouts, this knockouts division is so fucking good. Like, it's good. Apologies for a lot of swearing, but I can't use any other vocabulary to explain how good this knockouts division is. You've got the best women's wrestlers in the world. The best wrestlers in the world. This is the best division in pro wrestling. Regardless of gender, the knockouts division is the best division in wrestling. And I will happily die on that hill. Not that I would necessarily need to, because it seems a lot of people do agree. Fantastic from start to finish. The way it ended with the muscle buster through the door, in Jordan catching most of that, but it's just a little bit of figuring out the angles, I guess, which to do on live TV as well. Fair play, banging match, and if the main event hadn't happened, if this had been the main event, this would have been match of the night. But yeah, still Knockouts World Champion Jordan Grace. I really want this feud to continue, but can it after Marsha losing twice? Can this go to Hard to Kill? And they have, as I stated on last week's show, Marsha wants a death match in Impact Wrestling. Will this be where they get the Knockouts death match? I don't necessarily see it. I think we can have Monsters Ball. That could be where it goes, but I don't see a death match happening. Not on Impact. But again, we don't know. Can this continue? I really do hope so, because they are going to absolutely smash it whatever they do. Jordan Grace and Marsha Slamovich, they could be a lot of people's match of the year in either match. Absolutely fantastic, and yeah, they just smashed it. And also, nearly forgot the Vertebreaker. Jordan Grace, the Vertebreaker. My word. I lost my head a fair few times in this match. Just, if you haven't watched it, I don't know why you haven't watched it. Go and fucking watch it. Because, jeez. Fantastic. Yeah, and still Knockouts World Champion Jordan Grace. Now it's main event time. Frankie Kazarian versus Josh Alexander. I mean, I should have checked out how long this match went for, because it went for a while. And again, my head fell off. I don't know where to start on this one. The exchanges by Kazarian and Alexander are great. They both looking for their submission early on, and I can't get over how incredible this match was. This, a lot of people say, "Oh, plus specials aren't pay-per-views." These matches were pay-per-view quality. I know a lot of people didn't. If you pay a monthly subscription for it, but I would happily, if this had been announced for a pay-per-view, you're gonna buy it. If you'd known before this match happened just how fantastic it was going to be, I need to swore there. I'm trying to swear so much. No swearing. If you didn't know how good this match was going to be before they announced it, they could have put it on pay-per-view. They could have. I keep losing my head just thinking about it. They destroyed this match from start to finish. I'll go through some notes here. It's probably the first time I've ever done notes, and it was for this match. I mean, where to start? The Back to the Future by Kazarian. I mean, the storytelling as well with Kazarian getting the title and was about to lay out Josh, was about to hit him just to win it, just to finally do it. But seeing Jade and Jet at ringside, also shout out to the Eagle Eye fans, Eagle Eye British wrestling fans, which popped me seeing Zoe Lucas in the crowd for this match. Zoe Lucas, huge on the UK scene, has some cracking matches in Japan. Hopefully this isn't the last we see of Zoe Lucas in Impact, because she could fit this Knockouts division perfectly. And yeah, that's what we'll say on that. But shout out Zoe Lucas, because so good this match. Power driver, the ankle locks, the Styles Clash, going for the C4 spike, going for the flux, and seriously, my head fell off in this match, and it's fallen off now just rethinking about it. Absolutely killed it. Banger after banger after banger after banger. So, the finish came with Kazarian hit a leg drop, transition into a chicken wing, with Alexander hitting the C4 spike, rolling out into the C4 spike. Fantastic. Nice little nod to each other and show respect from each other. Then, just when they think it's all over, it wasn't. Out comes Bully Ray, trophy in hand, looks Josh in the eye. And I agree with Bully in the sense that this was one of the greatest professional wrestling matches I've ever seen. But Bully Ray challenges Josh Alexander for the Impact World Championship at Hard to Kill. Josh accepts, it's happening. Shake hands, Bully seemingly leaves, but doesn't. Attacks Josh, beats the living cheese out of him with a steel chair. Just when I think he's done, he does the thing that pisses off every Impact fan and gets Jade out of the crowd and is going to power driver. Going to power drive Jade unless Josh hands in the title. He reluctantly does. I mean, it was just a brutal. Bully Ray, he's just a prick. He's so good at it. He knows how to be that prick heel and makes you hate him. You know, in 2012 I hated him for Ace and Eights, even though everyone says it was easy to see it was Bully Ray. I couldn't see it. I mean, I guess that's the point of Impact storytelling. Not really pointing the finger, but not too much to the point where you can have doubt in what you're seeing. But Bully Ray doing the second you went after Jade Jen, that was it. Bully Ray instantly became one of the worst heels in Impact Wrestling. Because what a dickhead. Yeah. You know, then standing over Josh and Jade with a steel chair. Just to fuck you, Bully Ray. I don't know what more I can say on that one, to be honest. I hope to fuck Josh just batters Bully at Hard to Kill, which probably will. And then obviously Josh is now the second longest reigning Impact World Champion, just taking over AJ Styles. But it's still Bobby Roode to go. You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Triple H, if someone can send this to Triple H, clip it. I if you can clip this, Triple H, give us Bobby Roode. Take him out of the catering and let him come to Impact just for Josh to beat Bobby Roode at Slammiversary. So Slammiversary, get that out of the way. Josh becomes longest reigning Impact World Champion. And then Battle for Glory, Steve Macklin becomes the Impact World Champion. Let's do it, please. I will give anything to see that match, to see Bobby Roode versus Josh Alexander, because it's a nice little tie-up. So I would love to see it. I know a few other people would. Let me know if you want to see that. I mean, I can't imagine you wouldn't, but let me know if you want to see that as well. Because, again, it's epic. So, all in all, for the show of Overdrive, I'm going to give it a 9. And the whole show, a 9. There are a few things I liked, a few things... nothing I disliked, but it was... Yeah, in wrestling, it takes a lot for something to be a 10, and it just... A lot of things just aren't. It hasn't been a 10 for me in a very, very long time. But a 9 out of 10, I think... I would say it's fair, but again, you let me know if a 9 out of 10 is fair. It's... Impact Plus specials are always fantastic. There's never been a bad Impact Plus special. So I think this was a very good way to essentially wrap up the year. Wrap up the Plus specials for the year. I know we've got IPWF coming up, but that's just supposed to be fun. So we'll leave it at that. But I guess we'll call that a pod. Before I head off, nearly an hour, so you can go and prep for Impact a little bit earlier, because enjoy Impact for what it was. But before we head off, got to do a few plugs. Shout out to the guys at the TN Tights podcast for having me back on. We spoke about WS returning. We spoke a little bit about Progress, but of course you've probably heard my views if you're watching this. Heading to Dubai. Water Sport returning with Mickey James and Nick Aldis. The APPG political party who are looking to improve wrestling. Spoke about that, what could be next for British wrestling, how it could be safer and better place for everyone involved in it. So shout out to Andy and Big Daddy Dan on the TN Tights podcast for having me back on. Really enjoyed it. Go check them out on bodyslam.net. Also, TBN Chats with Leon Slater dropped. It's available now to watch. Go watch it after this. And go check it out because it was a very fun interview. We spoke about his debut that already happened at GCW, and he smashed it like we knew he would. TBN Chats with George Lydon, rising prospect for Kamikaze Pro, will be available soon. Go check that out. We spoke about his match against Chris Ridgway, beating Chantal Jordan, and what it means to be the Kamikaze Pro Live champion, given the heritage of it. Also, check out, you've got LOL Trainer with Jeff, Johnny, and Lucha. Fantastic. So they're killing it. Of course, the mothership with Jeff and Lucha for this one, but it will be, go check out Power Rankings with Datio and Bert, and they may be getting a new co-host soon. So stay tuned for that. Again, killing it with Power Rankings. For so much to plug. The TNIW channel is killing it. I'm very proud to be a part of it. It isn't just me blowing smoke up everyone's ass because I'm on it. We're got some good stuff coming, and I'm very, very pleased to be a part of it. So go check all that out. DOA Wrestling on Fight. Stay tuned for Pro Wrestling East, because they'll be dropping their show matches soon. Stay tuned for that. Follow them on social medias. Of course, shout out to Frank Fiat for the theme song. Banging theme song. Love it. Appreciate ya. And of course, just follow us here, there, everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, and wherever else you podcast. I've been there, MIC. Pete Nixon will be back next week to talk some more bloody nonsense. Until next time, I guess, goodbye, my friends.